Hi, my name is Nicole Martin. I'm an attorney and the legal program director for the Know Your Rights Camp Autopsy initiative.
Hi, I'm Cayden Brown. I'm a juvenile defense attorney for the Oakland County Teen Court Program, and I'm the founder and CEO of the Trespass Project.
Today we are presenting on our legal rights at the Know Your Rights Camp in Detroit. This was by far my favorite presentation that I've been able to do so far with Know Your Rights Camp. We had a series of different hypothetical situations that Cayden actually planned through to make it as relatable as possible to if we had this interaction with police in Detroit. So our first interaction was a consensual encounter, and the objective of that encounter was to show that we have a right to remain silent and that we do not have to consent to a search. We were able to explain the difference between being detained and being arrested and what rights that you have in both, and always asking, are you free to go? In our last hypo, we were able to explain what a formal arrest situation is, and also explaining that if the police pull you over in Detroit, you do actually have to get out of the car, but you can always still invoke your right to remain silent, and you should always ask for the presence of your attorney. So those hypotheticals were real life situations that some of the youth have actually been in. When the youth started asking us questions, they were asking us from their perspective of interactions they've actually had with police. And so that showed us that the hypotheticals that we created were directly related to experiences that the youth was already facing in Detroit currently today.
What moved me to create those scenarios and simulate those on stage today was my experience, what I've seen. I've seen kids who look just like the kids in the audience. And so it struck my heart a little bit. And so I had to make sure that if they were, and I even asked the question, if you were pulled over on your way out of this camp today, on your way back from camp today, would you know what to do? And it's that serious because we always think like, oh, well, you know, I'd put my hand on the dash and, you know, etc. But when you get in that situation, you have to have a protocol. You have to know what you're gonna do as if it's an emergency plan, because it is. It's a life or death situation sometimes. So just having that experience and seeing what can happen, I had to make sure that nobody who walked out of that room today would end up in that situation. The reactions we got from the youth today really made my heart swell, because me and Nicole were planning, like, we thought that we would get them. They were extremely intelligent. And it made me so proud because one of the questions was like, when an officer takes out handcuffs and he places them on you, does that mean you're under arrest? And we expected them to say, yes, it does. I mean, arrested is handcuffs, you're under arrest. But they were like, detainment. And it was just so powerful for them to say that with their chest and to know it as truth, so that when they do get out there in situations like that, that they're not confused. And that legal literacy is important, especially here in Detroit. So when I was 16 years old, I was taking a practical law class, which enabled me to be able to have access to this program called Teen Court through Oakland County. And basically this program allows that there is a jury of these children's actual peers as their cases are being adjudicated. So I knew I had to get involved immediately and as early as I could. But what made my transition faster and smoother was my ability to relate to each of the children. They're not used to seeing somebody who looks like them on the other side of the bench. And so that's something I'm trying to change, and that's why I'm here today, so that we can mobilize more youth who look just like me to be on the other side of the bench. My name is Cayden Brown.
My name is Nicole Martin.
And we know our rights.